Coming to you live from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, and all across the world, psychic, medium, and energetic healer Sheena Meadow brings you messages from Spirit, only on the Intuitive Network.
Hi, and welcome to Messages from Spirit, only on the Intuitive Network. I'm your host, Sheena Meadow. I'm a psychic medium. I'm an energetic healer. And every week on the show, here's what we do. I'm a real psychic. And what you're going to see on the show today is real people. And they're going to be asking real questions. And I'm going to deliver real messages from spirit, from higher power, the universe, source, God energy, whatever you want to call them. And then hopefully some folks are going to get real answers that they've been seeking and some real healing. And that's what we do every Wednesday at 2:00 Pacific time, right here on the Intuitive Network. We give a message from Spirit. Exciting week for me. This week was my 29-year anniversary in radio. I've been a talk radio host in Los Angeles and beyond for 29 years as of this week, last weekend. And April will be my 33rd in television. So how exciting is all of that? Very exciting for me as a psychic medium, as a light worker and an energetic healer. I'm so glad that I have a background in media so that I can take all of the messages that I receive from the beyond and be able to pass them on to you in a way that it doesn't suck. I don't get nervous in front of a camera, and I've been doing this for so long. And I think that Spirit set me up with that in my life to bring me to this place so that I would be comfortable and ready to deliver messages. My mother was also a psychic medium and a very good one, but she was painfully shy, terrible in front of people. So if you came to my house to hang out, you got the best psychic reading of your life. But my mom never put out her shingle and opened a practice. She never had a radio show or a TV show because she was just too shy to do it. And she believed that I took an interest in this, and she greatly encouraged it for me to work in the arts and become a creative and a performing artist and then a member of the media so that I could pass on these messages in more of a global way, in a way that she never could. Because that was Mom. She was always thinking 5 steps ahead, and she raised me to be her little psychic medium, I guess. Although she never asked me to do it, never told me to do it, never even asked me if I had gifts. Even when she told me about her gifts when I was in college, she never asked me if I had gifts. And then one day, maybe 2 or 3 years before she died, I was sitting in the family room with her. We were watching TV, and I couldn't even look at her. And I just said to her, like really super quiet, I said, Mom, I have something to tell you. And she said, okay. And I said, I think that I have your gifts. And I'm not sure what you think about that. And I'm not sure what I think about that. And she said, oh, honey, I always knew you did, she said. And I'm so happy for you. And you're going to find out, discover in your life that it's the most beautiful thing that's ever happened to you. And boy, was she right. I look back on my life, and I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in do-overs. I don't believe in saying I wish or shoulda, coulda. But man, I love doing this with my life. And I wish that I had, 100 more years left on the earth to do it. So just a little interesting story about me as I hit that kind of milestone. This summer, also the 5-year anniversary of opening my spiritual practice. Although I did work before that, but not officially with my own practice. And everything is wonderful. And I help and heal people every day. And it's the best life in the world. And I could ask for nothing better. So with that being said, I think now is probably the time for us to hear a message from Spirit. So who wants one? Oh, if you want to be a guest on the show, 818-437-0886. That's my actual cell number. Here it is, my cell phone. Just send me a text message and we'll get you booked in. We're booked a couple months ahead, but I can't wait to have you on the show. So now let's deliver a message from Spirit, because that's why we're here.
Hi,
Hi.
Sheena. My
How
name's
are you,
Alyssa,
Sheena?
and I'm
Hi,
from
Alyssa.
Stanley, North Dakota.
Beautiful. Oh, wow. Okay, well, fantastic.
Way far away from you. But
Yes.
so my question is, my sister and I have been going out to our family farm and speaking to someone on our Ghost Talker app.
Okay.
And I think there's more than one person. I'm pretty sure there's more than one person, but we don't know who because they never will like give a name.
Okay.
Help me find out who it is.
Okay. First of all, don't get disheartened if you don't get a name, because when people pass, all these things we're so invested in as humans, trying to talk to the beyond. What's your name? Where did you live? What's your age? Spirits, once they pass, they don't really care about names or ages, because that time and space is so irrelevant to them where they are. So don't get discouraged or think it's a sign of something bad, like the spirit won't give us their name because they're evil. It's not like that. You have 5 very prominent spirits on that property, and 3 of them are elementals, earth spirits that kind of came with the ground. And then you have one that is very strongly Native American spirit, and sometimes other spirits come to visit that spirit that are also of Native American heritage. And then you have one spirit of, sort of a settler, um, pioneer type, but from a while ago. And that's really kind of who you're communicating with, is him. But we're talking like 100 years back, easy.
Yeah, we get that a lot. Actually, one of the things that comes up on the Spirit Talker app, like the most, is the word or like the phrase painted neck. So, and like
Well, that's probably
tribal things a
yeah,
lot. And so I
yeah,
always like,
sure.
there had to have been like natives who lived there at some point or something like that,
Yes,
because we
yes,
get that a lot. And then we also get a lot like I settled here in like the 1800s
yeah,
and like
yeah.
1800s a lot. So
And
that
your
definitely
older guy
tracks.
that's there, he actually wound up marrying a Native American woman. He had a very good relationship with the local tribe. And by marrying, I don't mean like, he took her as a wife and just decided and she had no choice. No, they actually were in love. And because he was friendly with the tribe, they were, pretty okay with it. So his descendants are in that area somewhere. But yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. And elementals can be a little poltergeisty. They can make you
Mhm.
uncomfortable. They can do strange things. They can be very powerful at times. Earth spirits can be a lot, but the 2
Could they
human
be
spirits that are there are pretty mellow.
could they be who keeps like giving me and my sister both dreams? Like could the
Oh,
elementals be
sure.
the ones who are like giving us
Absolutely.
both dreams of the farm, and then we're both like waking up and being like, we have to go to the farm. Like they
Right.
want us at the farm.
Right, because
Would that be
elementals
them?
are funny because they were here before humans, right? So
Mhm.
they believe the land is theirs. And they always laugh when people talk about tainted Native American ground, where the natives have claimed the ground is theirs because they're like, they think it's theirs, that we were here before. Oftentimes they will pull you to a property, but then once you get there, then they're like, get out, go away. So
That
sometimes
tracks
it's
so much.
like a push and pull, push and pull, push and pull with elementals. But
Mhm.
the Spirit Talker app is great. There's a lot of controversy around whether or not phone apps work when it comes to paranormal investigating. But guess what's in here? A big old crystal. Yes, there's a crystal in your cell phone, and that's what runs it. So when people say, oh, I was thinking about underwear, and then suddenly on my phone there was an ad to buy underwear. I'm like, well, it does have a crystal in it. So I think because of that, the apps work great. I mean, as well as any other piece of paranormal equipment, which is really just a machine, and a phone is a machine. So there's nothing to say that that app won't work just as well as if you got like an obelisk or something else that was spitting out words at you.
Mhm.
So yeah, I would write everything down. Do you write them all down?
It actually saves an archive of it. So we
Okay.
have like all of them saved, and a lot of the things you're saying are very spot on, even to like the push and pull of them
Yeah.
like wanting us to go visit and then being like leave.
Yeah.
Like that
Exactly.
happens a lot.
Yeah.
A
Here's what
lot.
Spirit would like you to do. Go through the phone and write down, like on a piece of paper, everything that it said and then start putting things in categories and making the connections, because you're going to get so many more answers when you can look at all those words in one place and almost like a puzzle, start thinking, oh, this one goes with this and this goes with this. It's going to be a super fun day for you when you do that.
Sounds good.
Thanks for being here, sweetheart. I wish you well.
Thank you. And congratulations on your anniversaries.
Thank you very much, sweetheart. What
Have
a
a good
wonderful, fantastic paranormal question to start out with today. Yeah, go out there and find out what's in your house. Find out what's at your workplace. Find out what's in a famous location. Take whether you take an actual machine or you use an app on your phone. Go and do it and find out what's someplace. It's a great way to get a grasp on the paranormal and what's going on out there. And what a great, fantastic first. Thank you for going first. I always say thanks to everybody who goes first because I know it's hard. Everybody else is in the green room watching her go and they're like, oh, okay, now we feel better about it. Let's get another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, Sheena. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Who are you and where are you from, my friend?
My name is Barbara and I'm from Brentwood, California.
Oh, hi. Hi, Barbara. You're close to me. I love that.
I'm in the Northern California, Brentwood.
Oh, the other Brentwood. Well, you're still closer to me than North Dakota. So we're
Yes,
doing okay. What's your question for me today, sweetheart?
So it's really hard for me to think of a question because I was just wanting a message from my husband. But so my question, I guess, is our daughter moved up the. I'm wanting to know if he's with her.
Oh, absolutely. And with you, really dividing his time. And again, what I was saying earlier about with spirits, there's no real space and time. So they can pop from place to place to place to place and visit whoever they want. And he really divides his time. So yeah, he is with her and wanting her very much to get, is she like having a little trouble getting settled in? Like feeling a little like missing him and feeling like maybe a little bit lonely where she is? Has she told you that?
I don't know that it's lonely, but she has been struggling with his loss more lately than before.
Yeah. Yeah. And being far away from you, I think, is making it harder for her. So yeah, I think she is struggling, and please tell her she just needs to know, sweetie, that he is there with her all the time. And that if he's not, if she calls out for him or says, please come and sit with me, he will come from wherever he is and be with her. So she never has to feel like she's alone. Does that make sense?
Oh, are you there now?
Uh-huh. Does that make sense?
What I heard you say was that if she calls out for him,
he will come.
He will come
and be with her. So she never needs to feel like she's alone. And please tell her that she never has to worry that she's alone because he will call out for her.
Okay.
And if she calls out for him, he will come.
Okay.
And that if she just stays quiet and has a conversation with him, either verbally or in her head, and really opens her ears, she will hear him begin to answer her and she'll know he's there. But the main message is whenever she needs him, call out and he will come.
All right.
And he said that goes for you too, sweetheart.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sweetheart. You take care of you.
You too. Bye-bye.
That's the thing we need to know, friends, that our loved ones are here and they're at our disposal if we need them, if they have chosen to stick around and guide us, as Barbara's husband has. And it is scary sometimes when you don't feel them around you. When my mom first passed, from about an hour after she passed, she showed up. And that first 3, 6, 9 months, she was with me constantly. But then, they have things they have to do at home. People call it heaven. I call it home. They have things they have to do there. And so they can't be with you every second of every day. But if you need them, all you have to do is reach out and call them. It's like the Diana Ross song, right? You just call and I'll be there. You just have to reach out and call and they'll come. And I think that's so beautiful, knowing that they're always sort of there if you need them. But do they 24/7 like sit in your room and stare at the wall? No, sometimes in the beginning when you're really grieving and it's really hard, But no, not all the time. No, you don't need them to do that, and they don't need to do that. They're trying to find their way where they are. So great question. All right, let's do another. Who wants a message from Spirit? Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you a little bit. Speak up for me.
Is that better?
It's way better. Hi, where are you and where are you coming in from and what's your question?
Is that better for you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
My signal's not very good.
You know what, sweetie? I'm gonna swap you out and let you get to a more quiet place. Is that okay?
Okay.
We've never had this happen before. Okay, well, so we'll get her right back. We're gonna get somebody in and we're gonna let her go to a place where she's quieter because it sounded like she was at the farmer's market. It looked like the farmer's market and it sounded like the farmer's market, and that's okay. So let's take another message from Spirit and then we will go back to that lovely person after she buys her mangoes and avocados and gets to a quieter place. Hi.
Hi, Sheena. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you.
Who are you and where are you coming to me from?
I'm Johnny and I'm in Lancaster, California.
Beautiful. Not too far from me at all.
I have a friend that lives right.
California.
You have a friend that lives right by you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm here with the aliens and the skinwalkers and all the
exactly
crazy stuff.
Right. Exactly. And
yeah.
then the secret air base with the secret crafts.
Yeah.
My friend, what's your question?
I wanted to know if there's any messages from any. I have a lot of family that's crossed over, and I just wanted to know if there's anyone specific that has any message that wants to come through and say anything.
Because we move really fast, can you just throw a specific question out at me for one of them?
My brother recently passed, and it was sudden, and I wanted to know if he has any closure or if he made it to the other side.
Yeah, he crossed very quickly. Was it a very sudden death? Like not sudden like you didn't know, but sudden like he died very quickly?
Yeah.
Because what he's showing me is he kind of closed his eyes in this world and opened his eyes and he was in the other world.
Okay.
So yeah, he has, of course, closure, working on getting settled where he is. And he had some things he had to work on when he got home. Did he have some struggles in this life?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. So when you have struggles sometimes and then you go home, I mean, all of us, when we go home, we go through an evaluation period. But when you've had a lot of struggles, sometimes you almost have to go through a little bit of a retraining program because Spirit wants to make sure that next time you're going to learn the lessons and not do the stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah.
It took him a little while to get adjusted, maybe longer than some other folks, but right. he's very adjusted and he's doing really well. And he's going to start visiting you more now that he's through this adjustment period. And
okay.
He wants you and everyone to know he's okay.
Okay. Thank you.
That's the most important thing. All right. And that if you need him, he's there. Just reach out.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Have a good one, Johnny. Yeah. Our loved ones, they're there for us, right? You just got to call out. Now, are there those that sometimes when they're going through that evaluation period, it's more difficult for them to reach out? If you come to a medium, we can tap into them and tell you what's going on. We can even make some contact and get some answers, but it's hard for them during that evaluation period. It's hard for them to actually go and come to Earth and visit you because they're sort of tied up where they are. It's kind of like the difference in prison, being in solitary and being in the general population. When you're in the general population, then you can eat with everybody and you can have visitors and it's a whole different. So once they are sort of released into home's general population, then they're freer to come to the Earth and visit you here. So sometimes people say, my brother killed himself, or my sister died of a drug overdose, and how come, I haven't heard from her yet. It's been 2 weeks. Wait a few months. That's why. All right. But they're okay. And they do want to contact you. Okay. Let's do another message from Spirit. Let's get somebody in, and we'll answer a question. Hi.
Hello.
How are you, sweetie? Who are you, and where are you from?
I'm all right, and I'm Darla, and I'm from Hazard, Kentucky.
Beautiful. How close is Hazard to Louisville? That's where my mom is from.
About 3 hours.
Okay, not bad. Not bad. So what's on your mind, my friend, and what message can I deliver for you?
Well, it's always going to be about Felicia, so.
Okay.
It's just, she's in rehab right now, though, but she's all right.
Okay.
I was wondering, what year do you think we're going to get married?
Oh, wow. You're jumping right to the marriage. She's still in the rehab. I would say that you should wait on the marriage. It's really important. 2 things, sweetheart. First thing is, you both need to get healthy. There's nothing worse than getting married when one or the other person is not in a good place, because it sort of just puts this weight on the marriage, because marriage comes just automatically, even if you say it's not going to, with so much expectation of forever and happily ever after and everything being okay. You don't want to put that kind of pressure on it when you both have work to do on yourself. So first that, and then also you two working on yourselves and coming together as new people who have done all this work. You guys need time to just be in a relationship. Just be together. Just feel your way through it. Just enjoy what it feels like to be together and not put so much pressure on yourselves to get married. So I would say it's going to be at least 2 years. And that's good. But that's 2 solid years of being together, darling. That's not a bad thing. That's a super good thing. You just have to, it's a super good thing. You just have to wait. And I know you're impatient and you don't want to wait. And I can feel that impatience right now. You're like, I didn't want to hear 2 years. But it's good. It's a good thing. All right? Things are good. Just let them be good and let them continue to be good. Can you do that, sweetie? Darla? Okay, I can't hear you. We're having some technical problems. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you for being here. The audio just disappeared. It must be a Mercury retrograde. That we've never had that kind of problem before. And now we suddenly do. We always want everything now as human beings. Part of our problem is we always want everything right now. And it's so important that we let things happen in their own time. And when you tap into spirit and when you get messages from spirit all the time, like I do, the message that you often get is everything in its own time. Let's let it happen in its own time. Everything should happen in its own time. You know? So it's okay that it hasn't happened yet. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And rushing into something, rushing into a marriage, trying to make it happen really fast, that's not going to make it happen any sooner. That is not going to make it last longer just because you're trying to rush into something if you're not waiting for everything in its own time. And I've never wanted to get married, but I learned that from my career path, that you don't push and push and push and push till you make something happen. You just wait and let spirit tell you when the time for it to happen is. And then when spirit says go, you be ready. So think about that. Life is not about shoving and shoving and shoving and shoving against that closed door. It's about standing and waiting to see what door opens, especially in relationships. Okay? All right. Great call. Fantastic. Let's do another message from spirit. Hi.
Are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you. How are you, sweetheart? Who are you and where are you coming from?
I'm good. I'm coming from Sierra Madre, California.
Wonderful. And what's your question?
I want to know if my mom has any messages for me.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. So mom wants you to know that where she is so much better than she thought it was going to be. And that she has, aside from the missing of you and the missing of family, she has absolutely no idea why she was so scared to go, because it's so awesome. And she said that she can't even really describe to you how amazing it is and how happy she is. And you won't really know until you get there. And when you get there, she will be waiting for you. But it's just blown her mind with how wonderful it is.
That's
And
good
she
news.
said that your dad, who she's with,
Mm-hmm.
your dad tried to tell her when she was alive how great it was going to be, but she completely blocked it out and didn't hear the messages. She was like, la, 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 la. She didn't even know she was blocking it out. And then when she passed, he was like, I was trying to tell you not to be scared and not to be worried. And it was going to be this beautiful, and you weren't listening. So now they're just having the time of their life. It's like they're in a resort that never ends, and they're both so happy, and they're so excited for you to someday see what it's like. She's saying not now. And she's saying now, really, sweetie, what you need to do is you need to go now and have an earth life. She's so thankful for how much time you devoted to her. But now she just wants you to have an earth life and really enjoy your earth life. Does that make sense?
Sounds like my mom.
All right. So she says, when you think about her now, she wants you to not think about her old and not think about her in the bed or the chair. She wants you to think about her at a resort with like palm trees and bright colored things. And it's always sunny. And that's how she wants you to imagine both your parents.
That's great.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Take care, sweetheart. Thank you for the call. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
If you want to be a guest on the show, text me 818-437-0886. And of course, visit my website, sheenametalspiritual.com, and find me everywhere on social media at Sheena Metal. And if you're an Instagram person, where I am at Sheena Metal, I also have an Instagram now for my cat, who we love. He does not join the show because it would bring too much chaos, but his name is Cullen, and he's at Cullen the Cat Official on Instagram. And every day he writes a little message in his own words, and tells you a little bit about his life. And of course, there's a picture that matches. And those of you who have seen him on my social media broadcasts know that he is the definition of adorbs. He is, I think, in the dictionary, if you looked up adorbs, there he would be with his sweet little face. So please go and connect with me. And I'd love to have you here being a guest like these other wonderful people. All right, let's do a message from Spirit. Hi.
I salute you, Miss Sheena. Hello.
Thank you. Hi, honey. Who are you and where are you coming to me from?
I am Joy Marie, and I am coming to you from Lincoln University, Pennsylvania.
Beautiful. I love that story. That's fantastic. What is your question for me today?
Oh, what isn't my question for you today, Sheena? Who's coming in to give you the message? You go ahead. Tell me.
Honey, I always get my messages straight from Spirit, but we move so fast, baby. You got to ask me a question.
All right, then. I want to talk to my Gramps, John, because he's been around and he's got a message.
He has been around. Yeah.
He's busy.
He's asking me about your spiritual gifts. He's saying, what are you doing with your spiritual gifts? And why aren't you doing more? And that he's kind of in your corner. He's saying like a boxing coach, like in your corner, spraying the water in your mouth and rubbing you down, trying to get you to get out there and use your gifts more. So what are you doing with your gifts and what are your plans, sweetie?
Oh, wow. Okay. Just learning everything, getting a lot of downloads. This is incredible, and there's so much going on. So I know that my mission and message today is to get some meditating in. I've been up all night with the Lionsgate portal. I met my star family last night.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So I got a lot to do, but I was not missing you today.
Oh, well, I love that story. I love that. Yeah, so keep working on your spiritual gifts, honey. That's what he wants you to know.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
it is time to keep working on those gifts. And really, 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 really don't be afraid. Just do it with reckless abandon. If something doesn't work out, then don't do that anymore. He doesn't want you to be like trepidatiously working into it, you know?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, sweetie. Thank you for today.
Love.
You're the best.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question, sweetheart. Wow. Great. Spirit often wants to know, what are you doing with your gifts? What are y'all doing with your gifts? That was great. I hope Joy Marie goes out and spreads her fairy dust across the earth today. Beautiful. Yeah. Wonderful. I'm speechless after that. Let's give another message from Spirit.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
All right, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Who are you and where are you coming in from?
I'm Patrice from Wheaton, Illinois.
Beautiful.
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you here. What's your question for me today, sweetheart?
Okay, I'm recovering from my second stroke in 3 years' time, and obviously it's not my time to go, but what does the universe want for me or need me to do or learn?
Well, sweetie, everybody has like some major challenges in life that they have to overcome. And this is certainly a major challenge for you, honey, to overcome. And Spirit wants you to continue to work on your recovery, and that right now recovering is your main thing. But they're saying that after you have recovered, they want you to be a voice for other people who have had strokes and other people who have had debilitating diseases and episodes, and help other people to get through, like maybe even become a counselor for folks that are going through physical crisis. And really, because you have experienced it, go out and be this tremendous salve for the wounds that people don't heal from. Because it's not just the physical thing, it's all the emotional things that come with the physical thing. And then all the stuff that carries on even after the physical thing is done, both physically and emotionally and spiritually. And you have got such a big, tender, empathic heart that you are here to heal people, sweetie. And this is a great opportunity for you to help people through what you've been through.
It makes sense.
You know, so important.
Yeah.
And you're going to continue to heal from this stroke. And Spirit wants you to know that you are so loved in so many ways. And that Spirit is going to help you to heal more, because you are needed to do this healing work when you're done. So do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. You know, it's like, you know, I've talked on different Facebook sites about different stroke groups, and we're discussing different things, and there's a lot of people out there that really, really, really are sad. You know, I'm shocked I'm still here. It surprises me every day. I mean, you know, it's not my number yet. You know, stay here. You know, and it's just teaching people it's, you know, mind over matter for me. You know, it just, you know, get up, be excited about, you know, making it through that. The worst is over.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. And Spirit doesn't want you to live your whole life fearful that another one is going to come. They just want you to live in the now, to be completely in the now, and just think about healing, and think about the work you're going to do beyond this healing. Yeah, it's sort of like when you're working at a job and your job becomes very difficult and you go to the job every day, but you think about this vacation you've planned and when you're going to go on the vacation. And sometimes you're sitting at your desk thinking about your feet are in the sand and you're on that vacation. It's kind of like that. Right now, your immediate emphasis has to be on the healing and the continuation of the healing, which will be an ongoing process that will happen for many years. But right now, as you do that, your mind is going forward, fantasizing about the vacation. But the vacation is when you are through this, and then you begin to take the experience of this and move it through to help heal people, whether it's someone hires you to work for them to do it, or you do it, you write a book, or you teach a class, or whatever it is. You are going to be here and very hands-on, where you're holding people's hands, and people whose strokes are minor compared to yours, and people whose strokes are catastrophic compared to yours, and even people that didn't have strokes, they have other things. You're going to be there to hold their hand and look them in the eye and tell them that spirit does provide healing, and there is healing for them, and there is another side to this, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there is another side. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, it does. It does. It just, knowing when spirit is urging me. That's, I guess, the part where I'm still a little tone deaf.
Right. Of course. Of course. Sure. Yeah, I totally get that. And it's hard to think about being put into service like that when you're trying to recover, but it is doable and it is possible. And it is possible to have your mind two places at once. And you need a relief from just every day is about the healing and the getting better. You need something to think about that is beautiful and genuine and wonderful and really life beyond that,
Right, right, right. And I appreciate you telling me this because I wondered, what's this all about? Why am I still here?
Of course. Right. Why did other people not make it and you're here? Or why have other people not recovered at all and you've been lucky enough to recover?
Right.
And that's why. It's because there is a special place for you. And this is it. It's the healing.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Right?
Yeah, I agree. I just, never realized, that I'm at an opportunity right now, because I'm still standing. I mean, I'm still, mentally, just not always, I forget words sometimes and I'm kind of tired, but that's the worst of it. I'm doing
Right.
okay compared to some people. I'm standing up, I walk, I don't have problems. I'm just being me.
Right. Well, when I was 23, I was in an automobile accident and I suffered a traumatic brain injury. And if there's something I've learned at 56, it's that most people have caught up to me now. So other people
There
are like,
you
man,
go.
I'm just
When
like
people
that.
forget words, I just smile because, I can totally relate,
Exactly. If I had not been in a car accident and just done a lot of drugs, I'd have the same brain right now. So everyone else just caught up to me. It worked out kind of nice. I don't have to feel weird anymore. Yeah, you're going to be okay, sweetie. You are so wonderful and so terrific, and everything is really going to be okay, and spirit is looking out for you. Everything's going to be all right.
All righty. Thank you so much.
You bet. Take care, sweetheart.
Okay, bye-bye.
That's one of the things you have to remember, and what I was saying with Patrice is that everything happens for a reason. There are no accidents, and everything happens in its own time. So if something happens to you that other people have not survived or other people have not recovered from to any great extent, but you do, That's because there is a purpose for you and there is a service for you. And you are where you are for a reason. It's not a haphazard accident that two people have the exact same stroke. Like you could look at their MRIs and they're the exact same stroke. Yet one person never walks or talks again. One person maybe even dies and the other person recovers. And like Patrice said, I can stand, I can walk, I can speak. There is a reason. And it's because that person, like Patrice, is here to be put into service. Now, what happens is that sometimes people squander that, and they shouldn't. It's the greatest gift, you know? So I have a friend who had a heart transplant, and his whole thing was like, well, this is no big deal. I'm just going to eat a hot dog every day and not give a crap. And then the heart failed, and he died. So when you are given that extra chance, and I felt this way every day since my near-death experience, every day since I walked away from that car accident, when you are given a second chance, there is a reason for it. And when you have come that close to death, and you've come back from being that close to death, you will hear the voice of spirit, and you will feel the gentle, sometimes not so gentle nudging. And you will know that the time has come for you to step into your, what I used to call higher human power when I was younger, and higher human purpose on the earth. But now I just call it service. It's your service, friends, you know? Time to step into your service. And isn't that beautiful? So think about that. Think about what your service is. Think about all that you have survived, and then ask what your service is. And think about what you can bring to the world with the gifts that you have been given and the things that you have survived. Because, you know, everybody's born this little ball of light, right? This perfect little ball of light. And everybody comes with gifts. It's like when you were a kid, we all played Dungeons and Dragons. And at the beginning of the Dungeons and Dragons, you'd roll the dice like however many times. And that would tell you like what powers and what things you were starting out with. I've got a pocket of gold. I got a sword. And I have the gift of prophecy. And now I'm starting on my little pewter figure is starting on its Dungeons and Dragons road. And then the challenges come. You run into the scary dragon or the nasty orc, or see how much I remember from the 5th grade? You fall into a trap and you have to get out. And then you have to try to use your gifts to overcome your challenges. And then once you have overcome those challenges, you are given the gift of more tools and more gifts and more powers. That is exactly what our human life is like. Every challenge that you overcome should make you stronger, but it should also make you softer, and it should make you ready to face the world. You know, in this just unbelievably strong and beautiful way, with your new gifts, ready to take on everything. Woohoo! That's what it's all about. So you don't squander your gifts, and you don't squander your opportunities once you survive something. And it can be anything: a breakup, a death, a health challenge, a monetary loss, a natural disaster. Every day there are all kinds of things that we overcome. And it's because we're supposed to use that strength that comes with overcoming something to step into our service and make the world a better place. This is Messages from Spirit, and I'm Sheena Metal, and we're only on the Intuitive Network. Thank you to my engineer and producer, Emery, to my producer, Adam, and to our network owner, Michael, for making this show possible every week. I'm Sheena Metal. I'm a psychic medium. I'm an energetic healer. I'm a 29-year talk radio veteran. I have never not been on the radio in 29 years, and that's a nice thing to be able to say. I I'm at 818-437-0886. If you'd like to book a private session with me or an energetic healing or talk to me about anything, my website's at sheenametalspiritual.com. You can see my services, my bio, workshops, my store, where you can find all of my radio shows and my television projects. I'm on iHeartRadio. I do 2 shows a week for them. I'm starting a 3rd, and I do a talk show every week on KGRA Digital Broadcast Network. And of course, this show every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time. And all you got to do if you want answers is send me a text message, 818-437-0886. And if you're out of the United States and you want to hit me up on WhatsApp, 1-818-437-0886. And if email is your only thing, my email is at sheenametalspiritual.com in the contact section, along with my snail mail address and anything else that you might need. Find me on social media at Sheena Metal. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and so is my cat, Cullen the Cat Official. I'm on TikTok and YouTube and X, formerly Twitter. I'm just at Sheena Metal everywhere. Till I see you next Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time. Seek peace, live in love, lead with kindness, embrace unity. Always work to raise your vibration and the vibration of everything. And remember that you are love and you are loved. And you're most definitely loved by me. I'm Sheena. This is Messages from Spirit. I'll see you next week. Take care of you. Namaste.